I was going through it, boy. Shit. But how you feeling? And speaking of going through it, you good?
Yeah. I mean, things been thingin.
Wait a minute, that don't sound good at all. He said, yeah. I said, you lying?
You rat bastard.
What the fuck is going on in your life? No, but if anything, like you said, things been thinking.
Yeah.
Things been thinking. Clearly that just means something is not going exactly according to plan.
Not even like things going to plan or not. More so, just how I've been feeling
Life's
lately.
just been happening.
Yeah. It was a rough week. Like a really rough week. Just internally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like nothing actually happened.
Yeah, like we put ourselves through a lot of our rough patches.
Yeah, and this was this one was fucking like put me through the fucking ringer. But
Jesus, nigga. Well, I treat these like therapy sessions. I've been here every Sunday for the past 21 weeks.
Hey.
22 weeks. So like motherfucking I feel like we could provide each other the same kind of ear. What's what turmoil was you going through this week?
Without giving too much of it away.
Yeah, I was gonna say in a comfortable fashion.
Yeah. I realized that I have a hard time dealing with like reality a lot. You know what I mean? And in that way, with me trying to, how I deal with reality is not dealing with it. At least not right away and up front. And I'll tend to sweep everything under the rug, or just try to push and power through it without giving myself time to feel how I'm feeling, know how things affected me, and giving myself like a grace period to like process and acknowledge what's actually going on. You know what I'm saying?
Processing and acknowledging it is a big part of what you were talking about there. I'll quickly throw an analogy in that I'm reminded of when you talk about realities. So we sitting in the dark. I ordered Wawa, of course, because it's 2:00 in the morning, and homegirl is eating a hoagie. I'm eating a hoagie, and like I tell her it's Italian. However, it's turkey. But in her mind, because I said it was Italian, it started to taste like it was an Italian hoagie. You know what I'm saying? And goddamn, the lights come on and it's just all turkey on that joint. And she was like, "Oh, okay." And but like I say that analogy to just say like reality can be tricky.
Your girl got Stockholm Syndrome. He said, "It's Italian, bitch."
No,
okay, bastard.
Not even like that. I swore it was.
I'm playing.
I'm trying. I said, "Oh no."
I'm not a masochist.
But yeah, man, like shit, we could convince ourselves easily that reality is one thing when it is not the truth.
Yeah.
You know, so like when you're talking about reality, what if it isn't getting too close to the
just what's been happening over the past like few weeks, you know what I mean? Like just over time, like I haven't like sat with it enough. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, like I said, acknowledge it fully. I didn't give myself the space to process things correctly. Right. Just kind of was just like, all right, well, that happened. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And more, I started getting into like a deeper psyche of that, of like why I even think that way and why I even operate that way. You know what I mean? Which is a conversation off camera. Mm-hmm. But it was, I feel like it has a lot to do with like just the things that I've experienced just in my past, of how I just deal with things that are like hard to handle. It's just all right, I'm off it. You know what I'm saying? But internally though, something is still going on.
Yeah.
You know, and this past week it just came like just crashing down. Like out of nowhere, like out of nowhere. I couldn't even call it. Like it was.
It's a feeling.
Yeah, and it was intense, debilitating. All these sound very depressing because it was.
It was death.
It was fucking terrible, el terrible.
Hey.
But I say all that to say, you know what I mean, that yeah, like
recognizing kind of how you deal.
Yeah, and I've had better moments with said feelings before.
Yeah.
But none quite in this area of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Can I talk to you from the outside in?
Yeah.
Cause like outside in wise, I think there's a healthy amount of that, like, well, it happened, time to move forward, there's nothing I can do type thing. There's some health in that, because certain situations can be applied to. And like, say what happened recently, and that put you into the funk this week. I feel like that's one of the circumstances that is perfect for that attitude, because while it may we do give ourselves the freedom to feel, and so I'm glad you did get to go through allowing yourself to feel this week. Those are one of the circumstances where I'm speaking from the outside in again. I see like this is only, the necessary steps in your path, like in correct direction. Like I feel like nothing's going wrong. Everything's going as it should, and it may feel different and uncomfortable because like things change. Because things have changed and stuff, like not even drastically, it's just that slight change feels as if like you've failed or ruined something, but no, things are, you know what I'm saying, going as they're supposed to go. It just feels very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and you're right about that. And like that's the thing when it comes about dealing with I'm gonna say depression, but that's still like kind of tricky, because like I'm not like diagnosed with that.
Yeah, free yourself up to just be able to say that.
Yeah, but like I know what it is that I'm feeling.
You know what I'm saying?
And I know what I deal with, and I know what I carry around. I don't always speak on it. You know what I'm saying?
Because you don't want it to sound like you're trying to give yourself a sob story, but it's just you spitting facts.
It's like because those things are true. Like I know all those things to be true. It's like I'm not a failure. My life isn't a great big fuck up, but boys are hard to really like internalize that in those moments.
You're in the moment, yeah.
And it's like everything just feels like foggy. Like gravity feels heavier. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like your mind is constantly at war, and the good thoughts are losing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
100%.
And you're really just you're just looking to just debilitate. Like you're not looking to do anything. You know what I'm saying?
It makes me in a way I feel bad, because like I'm working on one of my goals that I put on my post-it notes was to nurture my friendships and my relationships and whatnot around me, all the good relationships that I have. This being one of them. And last week, the last week that I've been spending, I have been nurturing my relationship, but more so in the realm of love and with Miss Lady and whatnot. And it's been going great. I noticed that in that in the week that I have spent with her, the reason I be under her so much is because I know that we'll have nothing going wrong. But if a thought comes across my mind that sends me into the rabbit hole, and I get to thinking without her there to without her there to be able to communicate these thoughts with me and for us to get this out together, then like I know I'll react off of the world that I created in my own mind, and that's kind of like having her be there to mediate this thing between me and myself was something that I see. It sounds like you needed this week as well. And so, like, I felt I was ignoring it. I wasn't ignoring everybody. I didn't, but I didn't communicate on social media or anything. Like, I just, it was all my own world.
Yeah, and luckily, like, speaking to that, like, I'm thankful for the support system that I do have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my parents, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like they like without them, I don't even know like where
What it would be. Yeah.
what my life would even be like in that way. You know what I mean? And they were such like a great help just throughout these past couple days and this past week.
Good.
All just like super like, yo, like we're here for you. You
Right,
know what I
right,
mean?
right,
Like
right.
everything is everything. Is this? Is that? I understand. Like it was that, and I haven't. I'm not gonna say I haven't gotten no support before, but like emotionally in that way, I haven't. It hasn't been one of those situations in a long time. You know what I mean? So you
Right,
kind of
right.
forget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when your mind is clouded like that, you're not really thinking of too many other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're thinking you're alone. You know what I mean? You self isolate and you just remove yourself from everything. You know what I
Right.
mean? And the anything else outside of you just is just too much.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of how it was for me. But luckily, you know, my family was my family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The love is there, the understanding is there, and you know, you can't pay for that.
Yeah.
You can't pay for that.
And
shit.
that's how you know you're wealthy.
Yeah.
And these are the things that like I really try to keep in mind, and I think you should as well. Just I mean, of course, in the moments, like it's more difficult, easier said than done. But like we discussed a lot, like what success means to you. And a lot of times I'll find myself in those feelings of a deep depression because I'm not feeling like I've reached the point in which I feel like I'm supposed to be at.
Right.
I haven't accomplished this, or I haven't accomplished that, or I am not this, or I am not that. And what in reality, like there are so many wealthy people without the blessings that I have.
Yeah.
You know, like in the 1 percentile, but they don't have the love that I have in my life. And so it's just like nurturing these relationships and stuff. Like listening to this, especially, you had mentioned removing yourself like in a situation that you were talking about, like just getting out of that space. And I had to kind of remove myself from the feeling of, because my subconscious speaks to me, and I'd be feeling like, oh man, like I basically it's not this isn't a situation where I have to always be the guy that comes to like the rescue, because like I'm not your only support system.
Yeah.
And I'd be feeling bad that like I wasn't there or didn't. I mean, like, but.
That's the thing. Like, we don't have a codependency.
Right,
on
right,
each other.
and it's I like it makes me happy that you have like your family there for you.
And that's the thing too, because I've dealt with people who were codependent upon me to be that.
Right.
To be their everything.
But we don't want to. Sometimes we know like when we can bring stuff to each other and everything. But ultimately, I can speak for myself. I don't be wanting to bring you that energy. I mean, like sometimes I've spoken to you before and you've uplifted my spirits. But every time I just feel guilty for even negging out, you know, because we've both been in the sales thing, so we know how it is. So we need outside counsel.
Yeah, and that's what I definitely got to was like, man, like I really miss going to therapy because like, man, if I had like my a consistent week to week therapist, you know what I'm saying, like I doubt I would have been, you know, in the slums like that, you know what I'm saying. And it's speaking to your point, you know, like I don't want you to ever feel guilty about like expressing yourself to me. Like it's never no burden that I have to carry to like uplift my nigga, you know what I'm saying. Like I'm always open to listen, always open to understand, you know, like that doesn't do like any negative harm on me,
Right.
You know what I'm saying. So I don't want you to ever feel like that, because like when I come to you for shit, like I'm only looking just to get the real from my nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, as long as that's reciprocated too. I want it to be reciprocal for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I want to make sure, like I remember being a bad friend when I was a kid. I used to fight my friends and stuff like that. So years later, I just became a better person, and I'm still working on myself. But fairness in that aspect, I can agree with. Like, just, you know, having reciprocal friendships and relationships, nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. And like before we change gears, like one of the things that I was watching this analysis on Naruto and his Naruto and Sasuke or whatever, and like their character dynamic and I've watched different people break their dynamics down before, but none quite like this. It was, he broke it down in such a way where he made every plot point that seems super surface level be very deep rooted, you know. And the one thing I kind of latched onto was when he was discussing Naruto about how, you know, Naruto, as you know, in his childhood, because you know he was ostracized by the village, you know, he had no family, no one wanted to be his friends, you know, he wanted to become Hokage so he can be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Right. But later on, you see that that's not what Hokage means. You don't become Hokage, then everyone acknowledges you. You become acknowledged, and then you become the Hokage.
Right.
And that to me was just such like it's something that's triggered off in my head, and I'm just like, what in my life am I misconstruing like that dynamic to be backwards? Like, I was like, why would I want to become Hokage? You know what I mean? If I'm Naruto, to be acknowledged, right?
Right.
In my life, why do I want to do X, Y, and Z? Why do I want to have X, Y, and Z? And I'm just like, I get it. Like, I'm thinking that I'm going to achieve certain successes in my life, and I want to have these things in my life to be happy. But in reality is, in order to get those things, I already need to be happy with my life.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And
oh, that's beautiful.
And that's when I started getting into more like gratitude and being grateful for things.
Yes.
Practicing just living life with like happiness more.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And not letting something determine what's gonna make me happy in life. Like
yes.
the carrot in front of me is not what's gonna bring me happiness. Rather, me just,
if anything, it generates more stress.
Yeah, and like it was another video I was watching. This guy who was pretty much describing like, you know, your goal is to get to like a cookie to make you happy, but in reality, it's all these other cookies around you too that you could easily just, you know what I mean, pick from. Like, life doesn't have to be this race to this one destination. It's all around you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when I started thinking like that, I'm like, yeah, I do want to do all these things. I want to have these things, but that shouldn't determine my happiness, you know?
I love hearing this because it speaks to me in many ways. Like, I'm glad that you saw that message so that message can be bestowed upon me and I can reflect on the things that we've spoken about, which is like just life in general and all this time that I've spent working on. Like, it's been almost 3 months like since I went back to work and whatnot as far as W-2s is concerned, just because like we're going to be working for the rest of our lives in some capacity one way or another. So I take the time that I can because my time is the currency. It's not necessarily the paychecks. It's the time that I have. And if I'm spending my time at somebody's facility doing something that is not going to bring any of my dreams to fruition or bring anything that I want to me, I mean, other than money, then like it's not really worth my time as much as I thought it was. And so while money is necessary, I've been more focused on just making myself happy, making sure I can actually tolerate the world that I gotta live in. And hearing you say that just gives me, it's refreshing because it makes me feel like I'm on the right track.
Yeah, for sure. And it's easy to even get caught up in like the pursuit of something, you know what I'm saying? Like even the pursuit of happiness, you know, no pun intended, but like it's the happiness isn't necessarily a goal. It's you just have to just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man.
And you can't block yourself from being happy because you have a goal set. You're not gonna be satisfied till you meet that goal. Rather, you want to have that goal as something to work towards, but you want to just make sure you're just being happy in life on the road to get there.
Yeah, people are afraid of that word contentment, but it's not that you're stagnating. It's that you're content with what you have. Like, you don't have to be held back by the thought of what you don't have and what you're missing. You can be happy where you're at, and then the journey continues, and the more you get. That's why I really try to keep this mindset of I'm already a success, because a lot of it is not I don't weigh my success with dollars. Like, it really has to do with the blessings, like the down to the bass in my voice, like the natural beauty we have, like motherfucking we're healthy, we fit. Like, motherfucking, of course, there's always somebody that's this better, that better. They have this, they have that. But to have the blessings that you have, like, motherfucking, people can't buy. There are very wealthy motherfuckers who want to pay for a whole different body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just unhappy with the whole engine that they're operating. Like, so I can't thank goodness enough. Like, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't mean to start us off bad depressing. But, you know.
I try to say that is sad.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay.
It was sad
it's
boy.
It's bittersweet.
It was sad boy hours for your boy. Like, oh man, listen, every day on this couch, pillow, blanket, binge watching Money Heist. It was just like a great show. And it really was too. I was into this. I was like, God damn, you're robbing the bank. Like, it's going crazy.
I need to give it a shot. Is it on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's really good.
Oh, see, I ain't got I got Prime like a jackass. But you know what? It's not bad. Excuse me. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Have you tried C yet?
I heard of that. I ain't want to watch that shit.
That joke's crazy, but it's too late now. Like, goddamn.
Oh shit.
What?
I thought I kicked my fucking bottle. I thought I said
it was going. Nah, if anything, us talking about all this stuff.
No, I was gonna go back to like the Naruto video just to bring it up, whatever. That. Yeah, I haven't thought about us in that dynamic. You don't always compare us like anime and shit like that. You know,
and since you showed me that Naruto, since you put me on a Naruto. I've kind of had that dynamic playing in front of me. Yeah. Like, we've always discussed, like, that kind of...
One thing that, again, because how you broke it down, I never heard it like this. He was discussing, you know, again, Naruto and Sasuke's dynamic or whatever, and how they were... Obviously, Sasuke dealt with the things that he dealt with, and Naruto dealt with the things that he dealt with, right? And along the way... At some point in time, they both understood where each other was coming from. Yeah. At some point in time, right? Because obviously Sasuke started with something, then had nothing, and then Naruto started with nothing and then had something. Right. And Naruto eventually went on, like, tried to do the path of Sasuke of doing things by himself, being vengeful and stuff like that. And then he had a clear understanding of, like, this is how this nigga feels. You know what I'm saying? And then Sasuke had his own moment of getting a team together, trying to work with people. He's like, oh, this is how that nigga feels. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end, really coming together and be like, you know, I get you and I know you get me, but some gotta shake here. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should know, like, how we understand each other is what makes us who we are and why we're together in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Because no one can really understand us like we do. Yeah. You know? And so the more I thought about that, I'm like, yeah, like, as different as me and you are, we both, like, go into each other's worlds from time to time. Yes. And can get that perspective of, like, oh, like, that's how they feel. That's how they feel.
And that's what I really love about this experience. We study life. It's almost like going to college for psychology, like, and just campus is the entire world, like, because we pay attention to the events that transpire, and we try to glean from each other's experiences so that we can. It's probably a gift or something that we learned as being younger than our siblings. Yeah. Like, we've seen a lot of we've gotten a habit of learning from other people's actions and watching what other people do and kind of communicating exactly what we need to know about a situation or life.
Yeah.
So I like the way we moving. You could physically, it's an aura to it.
Yeah.
It's really an aura to it.
Yeah.
Motherfucking, it's funny. We was talking about earlier. I was bringing it to like, cause you mentioned Naruto and Sasuke and just our youth, and I had to look at my youth and what affected me coming up and like just getting mature and fucking with the ladies and shit. And what is it? To be more specific, I realized this week that I never got comfortable with sex. I peeped that while I was fucking because I was comfortable, and I caught myself feeling very comfortable, and I felt the difference in my physiology. Like my whole body was just in the vibe,
Right.
and I wasn't thinking about nothing. There was no trying. There was just, you know what I mean, doing.
Right.
And I realized that when I started having sex, the woman I lost my virginity to, I was telling her that I wasn't a virgin. And so the main goal was to make sure that the woman was pleased,
Right.
so that I didn't look like a fool.
Right.
And from then on, that habit of making sure that I didn't look stupid, and trying to get enough practice in, like the 40-year-old virgin taught me. Just fuck a bunch of skanks and, like, you know what I mean? Like, get your bodies up so that you know you confident in what you're doing. But I realized that finally, like, because technically I'm only 7 years in. Like, I'm still pretty green when it come to, you know what I mean, the sex lane.
Yeah.
And so, like, motherfucking, sure, I racked up the bodies in the time being, but motherfucking, yeah, like, I was just not fully myself there until recently, until I realized that, like, I know how to satisfy this woman like the back of my hand. Like, I know her body and she knows mine.
I was about to say, like, do you think that comfortability now stems from like this the comfortability you feel with being with, you know, shawty right now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to get comfortable when you're with
a
new
random
people
shawty
all the time.
Yeah, and that's what I was doing.
Yeah, and like you really have a hard time trying to rack your brain to get in that zone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
real intimacy. We was talking about the other week where like you was warming it up by like
preheat the pussy.
Yeah, preheating the pussy, like give it 40 minutes or something. I've literally been kind of doing that, like not purposely, but it's just kind of been like a thing of intimacy more so. And I've been paying attention to my body, getting what turns me on and
Right.
what kind of intimacy that I need in order to really be in the moment instead of just doing stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just still laughing at preheat the pussy.
I was about to say he probably made a joke of like what, the many things he thinking of that preheat Robbie's stick. You're like, nigga, what you gotta do? Nothing crazy. It's just like literally,
push
you
it.
know what I'm saying? Like, but like literally, like I guess this is the first time I have this feeling for a woman where like there's for lack of a better word, love there. So like holding and shit like that and sitting, holding her on my lap and just, you know what I mean, picking her up or squeezing her and like that kind of shit. It's different. And you know what I mean? It's real
This
different.
nigga in love.
He said, this nigga living. He said, this nigga quitting.
This nigga hung up his jersey.
He said, this
goddamn.
nigga sipping.
But
Shit.
it's a beautiful thing. You know me, I can never joke on love. You know
Nah,
what I'm saying?
nah,
Like,
yeah.
you know me.
I said, yeah. I ain't mad at it though. Like motherfucker.
Ain't that crazy though? Like
Yeah.
any other nigga like will really joke you for being in love with your girl.
It's like, nigga, are you in love?
Like, nigga, where your girl?
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I just, I got some steaks and some wine the other day and just like brought them to the crib.
And now see, now you're in my lane
What's that?
about like this, like the love and the
Oh yeah,
intimacy
see,
and
yo, I was
everything.
just about about to
That shit hit different,
yo,
Johnny.
it was so,
That
we
shit
had
hit different.
I had fun. Like, I had fun. She was making the dinner and shit, and she was playing music from her phone, and then I just was like, all right, and you know my speaker, John, so I just hooked laptop up to it, played the speaker, and we've been watching the Bernie Mac show, like, for every single day. I love that show, but it was just, seeing that show has reminded me that I love my old school vibe. Like, I love my old school bag, and so that's all I was playing at first. And we singing and shit, like putting her on my oldies, like, you know how, you know what I mean. But then like I forget what track like just changed the whole mix, but it was up tempo. Oh yeah, it was a gospel track. Stop. But people say stop.
I don't know why in my head, when you said it was an old school track, I don't know why in my head I was thinking, dum 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 dum.
This nigga's old school is Laffy Taffy. He said, shake that da da da. I want that Chico stick. I want that da da da. Oh, because you so thick. Girls call me Jolly Rancher. Oh, because I stay so hard. You can suck me for a long time. Oh my God. This nigga's oldies. But it's about to be these niggas oldies.
That nigga said,
on some real
I'm
shit.
Mr. Bubblegum.
Mr. Bubblegum.
I'm Mr. Jiggle Stick.
I'm mad because once you point that out, I can't unthink it. I'm Mr. Bubblegum.
Mr. Jiggle Stick.
But yeah, man, like that shit, it was lit. We was dancing, like really dancing, like not just you know what I mean, like even though we was doing that, like, and I was surprised because the last time I tried it, I was like less than 120 pounds, and bitch said I couldn't keep up.
You were also dealing with a quite large woman.
Yeah, so what, fat cow? She shouldn't have told me shit.
Fat cow.
Oh man, she said can't keep up, bitch. Let's run. See if you can keep up.
You know, I was in there, I was like, hey.
Yeah, I was like, all right, my turn. I came over there, and she said, can't keep. I said, bitch, you ain't even fucking me. Like, you don't even know. Like, man, you don't even know. I was salty. But like, since then, and before then, I like, even at that moment when I grabbed white girl shawty, that was a moment at that party that I was trying to build the confidence to be able to do those dances, and she crushed it. So, but with her fat ass. So for years, I never danced like that again. Until last night.
Let's stay here. Let's stay here.
Yeah.
Right? Because you got to somewhere that I didn't think we would go.
Uh-huh.
Right. What's another moment where like something happened that you were trying to do, and you just something happened, you're like, I'm never doing that again. Cause like that shit happens all the time.
It does, but a lot of times, well, it gets specific. Like people, for example, I fucked old girl in the office, for example, and got some scary news later. And thank God that he gave me a second chance. You saved me. Oh. But yeah, like shit, man. Like you know, it's hard to say it won't happen again. But those are the times when I was just like, man, never again, please. Yeah. Like motherfucking, I'll always go in strap. Like,
well, you took it over a little bit serious. I was trying to jump somewhere. I was trying to find some more joking.
You know, in my head, I was like, man, you go first. I don't have nothing I can think of. Like, this shit, man.
I tell you what. All right, so for me, right? So, in middle school, whatever, it was like, you know, people. It was a culture in middle school.
He said, you took it a little serious.
I was trying to joke.
He said, nigga, I'm scared now.
I was trying to joke. I was trying to do some more jokes. But
I'm sad again.
I said, get out. I need to be alone. Get it by myself.
No help.
You're the worst. But in middle school, it was a culture, right? Like all the girls, all the guys, like smacking each other's ass, grabbing each other's boobs, and everything like that.
I thought you were saying the guys were smacking the guys' asses and shit. It's like, nigga, I ain't on no basketball team. You better stay away from me. These looks mean something happened.
Because they did. It was like a mine. I ain't let that shit slide. But the white boys doing that shit. They're like, hey, bro.
Hey, bro. That makes the Master Street jump. He said, hey, bro. Bang, bro. These niggas crazy. Yo, and that's another thing, too, dog.
Oh, wait for this. Wait for this shit
I ain't
quick.
going to do it to him.
Oh, shit. Please save it, because I want to hear it.
Okay. I said, okay. That sounds like a parent.
So that was the culture, like, you know, groping, touching, feeling, whatever.
Yeah.
So, and, you know, the girls, like, they didn't really mind. It was like, you know what I'm saying, like, who really cared? You know, like, we were all kids, hormones raging.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't own nobody.
You know, these girls getting fully developed at, like, 7th, 8th grade. You know what I mean? They're looking good, you know, like, all type of stuff, right? Fast forward. Now, I'm a freshman in high school, right? So, I'm still thinking it's the wave.
Oh, yeah.
Man, look, I'll never forget this shit, boy. This girl who did not come from the middle school I came from, but nor was she was a freshman. I think she was even like a sophomore or junior at the time.
Hey.
Either she was older, right? So I remember me and my boy Dev. I was like, "Yo, Dev, how much I'm gonna smack such and such ass, whatever." He like, "Cole, don't." And I'm like, "What you mean, don't, nigga? Like, I'm doing it. Like, fuck, man. Listen." He was right there behind me too. Mm-hmm. She was walking. She had a fat ass. That shit was nice. I walked behind her. I was like, wham. Boy, not even a second later. I just, all you just say is, wow. It was like,
this nigga.
I was like, what the
He said, this nigga hitting.
I was in shock. I was like, she was like, don't you ever say that, and walked off, and Deb was like,
damn.
Man, listen, I never touched a woman again.
It was never the wave to just be grabbing. I knew that, like, you know what I mean, I was funny and cool enough to get certain bitches to let me do it, but I wasn't like brazen enough to just walk up to any bitch.
It was the wave.
And yeah, that wasn't the wave where I was at.
It was the wave.
Not for me anyway. Whoever was successful in that way, kudos to them. But more power to you. I was grabbing ass, but the asses I was grabbing, like, they were letting me grab them, like, motherfucking, except for the bitch that got me suspended in 7th grade. But well, no, I mean, she told me to grab it. It's just that she also told on me.
Ain't that some shit?
Ain't that about a bitch? No, actually, she didn't tell on me for that, though. It was a whole other occasion. I think I said it in the last episode, something like that.
Yeah.
But stupid shit. Either way, motherfucking, yeah. When I was slapping ass, like, I remember I was grabbing a girl, Jordan ass, and then a babe, and that was in 7th grade. I was in 6th grade at the time, so they had to go up a floor above us. She come up the stairs, she's like, oh, I see you, like, grabbing ass and stuff. She became my girlfriend later, which I I didn't know what to do with her. I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And, of course, I got, head early, so I was just like, I didn't know how I stacked up. I didn't want to be embarrassed or anything, so I didn't know what to do with her. I broke up with her and shit. It was just people was making fun of her anyway because they were saying I had a fat girlfriend and stuff. I was just like,
yeah, that's why, man. Dating in school is like the worst. Like,
it's the worst.
Because after that, like I said, I never touched like another girl like that again, unless like she wanted me to.
Yeah.
But then it started happening the opposite way. It was happening like to me, like girls wanted me to start touching them. Like I was getting like kisses on the cheek and shit like that. Like a bitch would sit on my lap randomly. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like this all type of shit. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on now? Like, I thought this was bad to do. You know what I mean? I got hit for this. Like, in my head, so the lesson was learned.
When that stuff started happening to me, as far as like bitches like throwing themselves at you basically, or sitting on your lap, giving you the opportunity to make passes and stuff, and letting them, they was letting you grab onto the titties and shit like that. Like, motherfucking, I was turned out. Like, I was already a pervert. Like, I just love women's bodies, so let me feel. Right. But like on the other hand, on the other hand too, I like made sure that it didn't go further, so that like I didn't have to embarrass myself with sex. And at the time I was still with Karina and stuff, so I used that as an excuse to like try to keep the bitches off me. But I was still showing bitches my dick. Like it was just like yeah. fast forward to today, we a better person.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Hell yeah. We tried.
But different lifestyle.
Speaking of Karina, I'm never courting online again, dog. I give it up.
Speak to that.
Some of the best experiences in my life, as far as like my love life is concerned, have always come from the women that I met in person. Like when I met the woman that I lost my virginity to, and motherfucking, which was cheating on my girlfriend to do it. Like I met her in person, and so like motherfucking. How that whole relationship just blossomed from there. It was so natural, and the attraction was sure. Like there was no doubt that there was an attraction there, because you were attracted to me when you saw me, not my profile. And so I just I noticed those nuances, and fast forward to the day where I'm pretty much the happier version of myself, happiest version of myself, I would say. The woman that I'm dealing with, I met her in person, and all of our interacting has been done mostly in person. Like, and so I can't really, I can't go back. I feel very, I spent the week off social media and whatnot, and I'm just like, I feel very good. Like as far as I remember a time when all this stuff just didn't matter. All those things posting and what people are saying and et cetera, et cetera. I remember a time when all that didn't matter. And the bubble that I've kept myself in for the past week has reminded me of that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, because like, especially in this day and age, like it's super like acceptable and common now to meet people online, you know, before you ever meet them face to face or whatever. It's funny you even mention that now, because that thought crossed my mind. Be that now, like where I'm working at, just so many just fine women come walking in. Just so many, and then we make eye contact, and I know they checking me out. I'm checking them out, and it's just like,
why not?
I'm like, damn. Like, one, I was like, I need to be out more again, and two, I'm like, I know my like ratio from like getting a girl's number to actually fucking them would be totally different face to face and in person.
Right.
Because now, like you said, you feel on a vibe. Like you actually can see like everything you're gonna be getting. It isn't like a mystery.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's already up front for you like to get. You know.
Exactly.
And like you'll probably be more inclined to want to see me again, because now you already saw me.
Exactly.
And now you want to like see me in a different light.
There's something to just everything in person, the stuff that we are missing out on in this generation, like the stuff that's getting just kind of dumbed down because of this technology and the ease of access. But you know, the internet has made the world about this small, and I just want to live in the world again and not on the internet.
Yeah. Like I said, I was having those same kind of thoughts, just because man, life is always going to be happening, you know.
Shit.
And again, if I'm trying to live the life that I want to live and I want to be happy, that's what I want to do.
Exactly.
I want to be able to experience those things and take part in that.
And that's why staying off the internet was a big part of my happiness this week, just because like I caught myself in moments where I was just like, what am I doing? I should be doing this. I could be doing that. But then I finally got down to myself, like, if you had all the time in the world, what would you do with it? And I realized that I was doing exactly what I wanted to do with my time. I was spending it in good company, and it was making me feel good and making me happy. That's about the most important thing to me at that moment. So that's what I was doing. And having that control over my life is also what I wanted. So, I mean, that gave me that eased my whole mind on that. It goes back to the whole thing of success that we was talking about.
I just want to be successful.
I ain't having care in the world this week.
I want things to go my way, but that's a later life, man. That's my shit.
Speaking of I want things to go my way, another suggestion I have for you as far as movies, Tales from the Hood 2.
Nope.
Did you see? You didn't see the first one?
First of all, already that sound mad ghetto.
Oh,
Tales from
wait.
the Hood
So that means you didn't see the first one.
I never even heard this shit.
Oh, cool.
I never heard
This
of
is a generational classic, my nigga.
Is it?
Yes. All right. Tales from the Hood. At least the first one, like it spoke on like motherfucking and just what happens is they basically give you these stories. The guy's telling tales, and tales depict like how it's like a moral of the story type thing.
So like certain like different scenarios happen.
Yeah, and they're all moral of the stories.
Yeah.
But the first one was more so trying to get like the thug black man to get his mind out of that mindset and like stop killing each other and shit like this. And so
before you continue, I remember like Irv Gotti came up with a show called Tales or whatever like that, and it was like he was touching on like social issues, whatever.
Yeah,
it was like a white kid getting harassed by like black cops, whatever.
Yep.
To like show like how that is. It kind of like that, or
it's like that. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
And so it sounded like Irv took the concept, spun it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's exactly how it is. And boy, when we was watching Tales from the Hood 2, it just reminded me, like, and sometimes I be wanting to be mad at white people. I be wanting to be mad at all white people. And then I went, old girl was scrolling on her thing, and she showed me the video, and I'd seen it before, but it just reminded me again. The little white boy was playing the violin to the 50 Cent song.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I was like, oh damn, he killing that shit. I was like, oh shit, I love some of these white people. But damn,
he was having a seizure.
And, yo, speaking of seizure, Shawty was probably about to have one of them herself when I said this. I was like, man, because we was watching the movie and there was a white girl about to get fucked by a black puppet doll that was a killer. Yeah, you gonna want to watch this. It's funny and it's educational. And it's perversional. But like, goddamn, what happened? I looked to her and I was just like, you know, me and my sister talked about that. Like, she can't fuck a white dude, she said. Because like it feels like because the dude in the movie was sitting there, my black bitch, my black slave. You know what I'm saying? Because that was his girlfriend though or something. But like in my mind and her mom when we were discussing it, it's just like that's their fantasy. When they get a black girl, they want to think of themselves as slave masters raping a black girl. That's how I think of it. And so I don't want my sister fucking a white dude, and I don't think she does either. And so like but then I told old girl just like, but black men can fuck these white bitches.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, this is double standard. I was like, no, you're going.
It's different.
Stop.
It's
You know it's different.
There's reparations.
You fucking know it's different. I'm fucking some white man's daughter.
Listen,
I'm dominating this
niggas
bitch.
died for not fucking a white woman.
Yeah, for whistling at her.
That was a lie. He didn't even do anything.
And that is one of the stories in the Tales in the Hood too.
Like,
they show how Emmett Till.
He did nothing. This woman just saw
crazy.
him and then told a lie and got this man brutally murdered and lynched.
And
we died for not even doing anything in regards to a white woman. So if I'm fucking a white woman, that's for all my brothers.
All my niggas. That damn me.
And then what the fuck you say? All them, damn it.
This is for my niggas, my real niggas, for hood gospel.
White models.
But real shit, man. But it was funny you mentioned Emmett Till because at the end of the movie they had the skit with him in it, and like Dr. King and all them, they was ghosts and they came back to this dude who was married to a
Wait, stop. No, fuck no, stop. Wait, no.
I said Dr. King and them, there was ghosts. He said, The ghost of niggas past.
Stop, yo. This needs to stop. This sounds like some Star Wars shit, yo.
But you gotta hear it.
This is Emmett Till of the ghost of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
The black dude had a white wife that he had a baby with, and motherfucking Emmett Till's ghost was killing the baby, and and he told him, he told the black dude, he was like, you know what? I didn't die so that you could be in a position, because he was about to be congressman and vote for this bill where like it was taking voting booths away from black people, and he was like, I didn't die so that you could be in a position to take opportunities from your own people. And it was like, you died so that we can do whatever we want. And he said, I didn't die so you can do whatever you want. I died so you can do what's right. But I can change my mind. I can change all that. I could go out like a coward and not get like beat to death by that white man and never spark a civil rights movement. And then as he was changing his mind, the like shit in the real world was changing for the black man, and like the police was like this Ku Klux Klan like type people, and he was getting arrested, and the wife that he married was like, he raped me, and he was going to jail. It was like, but it was just putting him in a perspective, like morally, like, if these people didn't die for the rights that we have now, then like we wouldn't have no groundwork that was laying for us to be here and stuff. So take advantage of the place that we in, the position they put us in.
I'm still calling on the Malcolm, on the Martin ghost.
And yo, I was pissed off because you know those niggas that was in the video that was like,
that's how you look like.
His mustache was fake as shit. He said, and that's Dr. Martin. And they panned to him. I was like,
that nigga said,
that nigga look like you. I was just like, yo, that's cool.
I have a dream.
That's Dr. Shelley. That shit was crazy. Nigga said, I am a joke. For all my niggas to laugh heartily. Play too fucking much. But nah, that joint, you will love it. You gotta watch it. Amazon Prime.
That I'll watch that just to laugh.
Just to laugh. And you will. You
will,
will. But it's
boy.
good too. I'm telling you.
Holy shit.
Definitely, definitely is. What is it?
Well, little black boys and little black girls can make all the jokes they want.
All the sacrifices.
I have a joke.
I have a joke.
Whole crowd like, that all you niggas will laugh.
That all you niggas are hokey poke.
And all you white folk will go down to the honky tonk.
At least, well, we get to do that. We get to make those jokes.
Oh shit!
Did you have a topic in which, like,
just to keep it on a lighter note or whatever? I was having a conversation with somebody, and I've heard this being brought up before, but I never got the chance to actually like delve deeper from the other side of it about how women feel when you take them someplace you've been with another woman, right? So recently, you know what I mean, said thing had happened, right?
Okay.
And I took someone somewhere, and but it wasn't the same type of like energy. We went there for something else, right?
Yeah.
So because I know of it, I'm like, oh, I want to take this person there, right? So I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? When I asked them before, they said no because they had seen that I went there, right?
Yeah.
So in the back of my head, I was there. So they had finally brought it up, and I'm like, I had a feeling that's what that was, right? So I'm like, but I get why for me, but for you, why is that like a problem, right? So when they broke it down, it actually made me feel like good because this shows how like women really do want to just be like a part of your life. But of course it needs to be a balance. But they were pretty much saying that, you know, I want you all to me. Like I don't want no other memories and no one else besides me.
Yeah. I want new experiences.
Yeah, with you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, okay, I get that, right? But I challenged it. I'm like, all right, so boom, I'm from Delaware, right?
My niggas is heavy there.
Don't leave me hanging.
Oh shit! I ain't even see you.
That was good. He said my niggas are heavy. It's like a documentary.
That's not like where he was going with it. That's
But I'm from Delaware. My niggas be heavy there. And it's only so many places you can go.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, I'm used to taking multiple people to one spot. Because that's all I got.
He said, bitch, take all my bitches to the Wawa.
Like, I can't tell you how many, this is going to probably throw it off for me, but I can't tell you how many dates I've had to Regal Cinemas with every bitch I've been with. I can't tell you how many. I lost count.
Cinema people being there like, Kobe.
Like, literally. Man, and the only time I started to feel self-conscious about it is when I first got into like the dating scene, and I was like taking all these hoes Applebee's or whatever,
right.
And I kept seeing the same waitress,
yeah,
and she will look at me, and I will look at her, and I'll be like, "You better not say nothing." So I was waiting for her to be like, "Well, welcome back."
Yeah,
I'd have been like,
some bullshit. Oh no, tip.
right? Like, bitch, you gonna
welcome slap. Welcome slap. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome slap. Bastard faggot. I had to say it. Man, I'm saying that damn shit. How about that? Man, I was about to say, man, I got cousin. Never mind. Man, hey, shit. Hey, I'm not a bigot, is what I'm trying to say. Like, damn, man. I'm just saying what I want to say, man.
just act like ain't nothing happened.
Yeah, because I could have went around a rosy with that one.
But so we're talking about it, and they're like, yeah, you know, I don't want to have you share like memories.
I just heard myself saying that. I said, they won't get it. Wait, it came from a video.
No, you gotta leave it now. We can't go back. We gotta burn that bridge. We can't go back.
I said, wait a minute.
Can't go back. That's it. There's no going back.
You know what? What are we talking about? Delaware.
Yep. My niggas heavy there.
Yeah, dinners, waitresses, welcome slap.
But she was telling me that you know, you really like I don't want to have to share like memories with someone else, and like that association is there. And I get that. But again, in my man brain and from a man's perspective, it's just like, to me, I'm able to compartmentalize these things.
Nah,
right?
I say that's your Gemini brain. Continue. I'ma listen.
Well, I'm gonna say it's a man thing because niggas do it.
Niggas do it, but I'd say it's not a man thing because I'm a man and I don't agree with it. Like, as far as what, and I'm not a fair person, but like, okay, what is it? Then again, I can only not agree with it because I haven't even been on as many dates. I don't take these bitches out, and so when I do take them out, it can be sparse. Like, you know what I mean? Like, right, the places I go to would be different.
I gave the example, right? One of my favorite restaurants growing up was TGI Fridays, right? I love eating there. I love the appetizers, whatever, so on and so forth, right? Yeah. If I want to eat at TGI Fridays for my date, that has less to do with the woman I'm bringing and more with what the fuck that I wanted to eat for that date.
True. Oh yeah, and
you know what I'm saying?
You know what? Scratch what I just said then, because
if your favorite
I'm
thing,
considering the lady that I'm actually dealing with right now.
Yeah.
I'm not considering just taking a woman out on a date as you're courting this woman.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm so used to just trying to get a bitch to come to my crib when I first meet her that I haven't thought about dates in years. So if you're talking about dates with a bitch that you're meeting, please, I'm taking you to the same restaurant that I took this last bitch, and you better be appreciative that I'm paying for the meal.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it.
And even then, like, or even if in this situation, you know, with, you know, people you might have been seeing, you know, for a little while now, it's just like, I want to go back to the spot. I think it's cool. Like, it has nothing really to do with who I was there with before. It was like, I just think it's dope, and I think you would like it too. Like, obviously, you know what I mean? Like, but again, that's how my brain works.
Yeah, and in my own head, I could kind of see, okay, let's just fuck it up better. Let's just have a funner time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because it's been many a times. Like I said, I went to, again, these same restaurants with different bitches. And sometimes these bitches were boring, didn't have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
I was the entertaining one. They were more interested in me than I was in them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there were other times where I didn't want to leave. I was like, I don't even gotta fuck you. Like, let's keep talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it was. So, like, I don't. Those experiences for me have less to do with the person and more to do with something that I just want to do.
And you know what, too? Because it's funny what the events that transpired last night, that being that mini date night that me and Shawty had, where we was just dancing together and shit. And I was piping her shit up and then piping her shit down. But like, motherfucking, yeah, we were just having a good ass time. But that joy and that, there was something I heard recently in dancing that, like, it was on the Joe Budden podcast when he had mentioned the brother who had recently passed, and as he danced, he was free of thought. So all that stress that he had seen him confess about, it wasn't on him. He was just dancing and moving so eloquently. And I guess in that same way, me and Shawty was just we weren't in our heads, and we were just moving with the language of our bodies. And dancing is so freeing. And not only was we sipping on some wine, so we had energy to get it out. You know what I mean? Like, but like, motherfucking, fast forward to now, I feel so much more confident. And I know myself. It's like I remember, I know how strong I am. I remember how I felt when I was lighter, and I see the difference now. And it's like knowing where your hands is at again, like getting that practice back in. Like, so when you brought this scenario up, I can visualize myself not giving a fuck as much as I would have, say, 2 weeks ago, where I was more insecure. Right. And I know we could go to wherever she probably went before with some other nigga and fuck it up. Like, we'll have a better time than she ever had there. Yeah. Like, and I know she's not thinking of any other nigga regardless, but it's just a matter of, I should be more confident. I should be confident enough for that not to be a problem anyway. Right. And I think I'm getting there.
And plus, to me, it's like, you can go to the same place with all kinds of people, but it's going to be a new experience every time because you're with someone new. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I said, in those examples I gave, they were all new experiences for me because I was with someone different. It wasn't the same thing every time. Yeah. You know, so, like, it's new for me. Is new for you. Yeah. I might have been here before, but the experience of being here with you is what makes it different.
Now, luckily with me and the shawty that I am dealing with, both of us are pretty much homebodies. Like, we pretty much be in the crib a lot. So the chances of us having to even partake in activities in the same place that we did with another motherfucker are very slim.
Yeah, they're slim.
And even if the opportunity did arise, it's almost like we have such an understanding of where each other are at and what we're working on for ourselves that we won't even chance the opportunity to get frustrated.
And like, plus too is just like, man, like, and again, speaking from a guy, you know, who's dated a whole lot and been, you know, out, you know, sometimes these women put you on to certain places that you didn't even know existed. Right. And when I'm done with you, best believe I'm taking someone else there because now I'll fuck with this place.
I mean, it's the same concept as leaving your music behind or influence. Like, a lot of times, that's what I be thinking about when it comes to this.
I'm coming back.
This thing that I'm dealing with. I'm like, yo, I'm putting this woman on to so much of this and so much of that. And, like, what if she take this and put it on to a new nigga? And that...
And that's usually how it goes.
That's how that's how it could go. But like that's thinking in an insecure way, and more so how I could umbrella the whole thing as a negative way, and that's what I'm realizing too about myself. Like, I just usually lean negatively. And I think that's what Door to Door was helping me out with a lot, was having a more positive mindset. But not being in that environment, you don't nurture that, then, you know, you can default back to your old ways. So I'm working on it, man. I'm working.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like, it's to the point now where I'm just like, man, if I want to go somewhere and I've been there before, whether by myself or with someone else, God damn it, I want to go. Like, you know what I mean? Because now it's just like, all right, let's say if I went somewhere with someone beforehand and it wasn't that fun, you know, I didn't have that good of a time. But I know if I went with you instead, we can get it popping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's funny listening to how far you are on that journey, because I'm just getting to the point where I want to go out. After me and Shawty did it, we was like, yo, we fucking it up. Now we gotta show them how to do it. It was like, yeah, now we gotta show off. And so now we excited about like going out and doing stuff together, because motherfucking, I mean, we just showed each other how much fun we can be when we're just out of our heads.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking for both of us, but I really need to just speak for myself and out of my head, because Shawty isn't as much of a nutcase as me. And so like, after getting out of my head and being less serious and just showing her how I could also be fun, it was fun for me too. Like, and I missed me. I missed being fun and stuff. So shit, man, you grab your shoulder, double date, y'all, go out somewhere to dance, nigga, get some drinks.
You know,
I mean,
I'm gonna show that to dance too.
Oh, you know. Shit, on some Spirit of Philadelphia shit. Like, goddamn, the other motherfucker, John, they call us to the dance floor and shit. We fuck it up.
Yeah, the last time I went there, it was for my church or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had all the church ladies dancing with me.
Hey, Kobe! Ball.
My mom was over there like,
Heathens.
I came out, I was like, Mom, you see? She's like, yeah, I saw you. I was like,
yeah, but nah, like, I'm excited about it. Boy got some weight on him, motherfucking. I got my weight up. I could, like, Shawty had her, like, we was dancing. Shawty had her leg up on my leg, and we was doing the grind thing. I was like, oh shit, I can hear no bitches. Like, cause man, like, I remember being like 114 at that party, sitting there trying to dance with that big bitch, that big Bertha head ass, like.
With context now, she's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
She's much thinner now.
I would prefer her have a lot of weight.
I will say this conversation for after. I just want to put that out there. But
she don't know. She know.
You got something else you want to talk?
I was about to tell you about to show me this.
Speaking of white women, it was trending recently on Twitter. I saw it was called, and I knew I had to click on it. What was trending was missing white woman syndrome, and I'm like,
what the fuck?
What the fuck? Why would I ever miss a white woman?
The only way I'm gonna miss a white woman is when that bitch miss, like, you know what I mean? Like, when she missed me with that bullshit. Like, that's what I mean. Like,
so I click on it, right, but it talked on pretty much how in the media they really only make they make a whole lot of noise for white women who go missing, right? And they make such an effort to find them, and they give a whole lot of publicity to these white women who go missing, and not enough to minorities, specifically black women who go missing. And
that's a thing.
Yeah, it's not covered enough. These black girls never end up turning up, and it's very likely that they would never turn up because there's no attention being given to it, right? As much as another white person would be, and that brought up a certain thought in my head, and I'm just like, you know, as sad as it is, you know what I mean, and it's really fucked up that is the case, but you're now going to be asking the powers that be to bring more of a spotlight onto something that they really don't want to bring a spotlight towards.
They don't care. And I think the bottom line that we have to learn is that they don't care, and we have to care about each other.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to. I'm tired of trying to fight for a seat at the table. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to sit at this fucked up table.
Yeah, fuck him.
This table is disgusting.
Literally, fuck him. Like the Patrick Bet David dude, I've been watching him a lot, and I can respect a lot of his opinions. Very Republican, and I'm not mad at that because I like I like the fruits of my labor. I like I do like how, what is it? Not communism, clearly. What are we living in?
It's a democratic republic,
right?
A democracy.
Yeah, we have a democracy, but the system in which we use is capitalism. Yeah. I like capitalism. I like the system. It works better than all the other ones. But like, as
I think it said communism.
no, not that one. I said not that one. But like, motherfucking, it's so money oriented that I can't get all the way with it because like. The bottom line is some of these things are in place because they were, and when you watch that Tales from the Hood movie, the first skit is going to really like get into depth about even things as simple as cartoons and how they was drawn with the lips and the dolls that
I knew that. Yeah.
The mammies that were sewed up with the big lips and stuff.
All those old cartoons are mad racist. Disney was mad fucking racist.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry.
He was a whole Nazi.
Yeah.
But like motherfucking, it literally is systematic. The things that are going on to this day in this very moment, and so like it's so much that you can't just unravel it. You have to. We have to be better for each other. We have to, and I was getting somewhere with that.
Patrick Bet David.
Oh yeah, like and that's where I'm at with it, cause like Patrick Bet David would never see a racial. He sees racism as it's not a big deal or we should get over it type stuff, but it's still affecting us and it's still happening, and it's just it's like the world is calling us crazy. Like we're not seeing what we're seeing,
right?
And so we have to just band together. That's the only way we're going to become more powerful.
And that's where like that's where it gets kind of tricky because they play like we are crazy, and act like we're not seeing these things, and that's what makes a lot of people just be like, well, like what are we gonna do about it? Like what can I do about it? Because like there's nothing. What is there to be done if it's gonna continue to be happening? You know what I'm saying?
I believe in being a change that you want to see. And just the simple actions, like us two don't represent the entire black race. So even if we were doing everything in our power, it takes more than just us two to change things.
Right.
So like that simple actions as simple as respecting other black people. Mm-hmm. All of us don't respect each other or trust each other or do good business. Or a lot of things.
I peeped that like a lot of people who are coming into the store, like it's on a college campus or whatever, so like there's a whole lot of young kids or whatever. But I noticed that they're all obviously real grouped together, like all like the white kids, all the white girls coming together, all the white boys coming together, all the Asian boys, all the Asian girls coming together, all the Indian boys, all the Indian girls, like the Middle Eastern people that coming together or whatever. And in between that, I would see like a mix of like one or two black people within like certain crowds, you know what I'm saying? Like the one little weird black girl was with the Asian chicks or whatever, and I would see the one really really cute black girl with like the white girls and stuff like that. And I'm just like, man, like there's so much uniform and unity in these other cultures and these other races and ethnicities. I don't really see that enough when it comes to us, and a lot of times it looks it doesn't look super appealing when to like other people, at least, that when you see a group of black people together. You know what I mean? And that's what like fucks me up.
I feel you. Like when you see a group of black people together, usually it's not a collegiate group of people. It's like
you have to be surrounded by these other people who really don't have much in common with you besides going to this school or whatever. Yeah. And like that bothers me a lot.
And when I see the black person that's surrounded by the white people, and he's talking and speaking in the way in which it sounds like, and we don't want to say talking proper sounds white. What we're saying is this, like you made yourself in the image of massa
to be accepted.
You know what I'm saying? To be accepted. And then there will come a time, and the time came for me in elementary school. I'm glad I learned early. But like there will come a time when you those white friends that you have will show you how white they are.
Yeah.
And will show you that you're still black.
Yeah.
And if it's not the friends that you have, it's the circumstances that those friends will get you in, because they can do things and their privilege can get them places that you can't go.
Right.
Like it's always the bottom line at this point that I've learned that it's about skin. They really don't like our skin color. Yeah. And that's very stupid. And there's no way around stupidity. Yeah. You cannot, correct a fool.
Right.
So like no point in it. You just we got to band together.
Yeah. I don't even know where we was talking about at first, but yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know how we got there. Oh yeah, you said speaking of white chicks and shit.
Oh yeah. That was the white woman syndrome.
Yeah, the white woman syndrome.
But and just to keep the thing going or whatever, I don't know if you did watch it or not, but I sent you J. Cole.
I purposely didn't, and not because I was offended or anything. It was more so I couldn't distract myself. Like I know J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake, Jay, Nas. These are the goats, the guys that come out with something I should be listening. But it's just like or Andres and stuff like that. But like because I rap too, and on such a small scale, like I don't even want to. Like, yeah, I've been working on my projects myself, and I just didn't want to distract myself with another sound.
Yeah. Either way, I sent it to you so we could talk about it on here.
He said, yeah. But
I had a feeling. I was like, he probably not going to watch this. Yeah. And I should tell him I want to talk about it, but I'm going to send it to him, whatever. Hopefully
I thought it'd be more interesting from a perspective of somebody who hasn't heard it and what you give to me.
Well, I didn't even want to break the whole thing down, but one, he rapped over Pipe Down. How much I got to give? No, Drake. No. And that's Bite Down.
I said... Pipe down. I said, oh, that's something French.
Nigga, that's you. That's your new freestyle.
I said, pipe down.
But off Certified Lover Boy.
Because my name Robert. Anyway.
But the one joint, how much I gotta do for you to pipe down that joint.
Okay.
One of the best tracks off there. So he freestyled over that. Killed it, obviously.
Right.
But he says something in there that sparked up a huge conversation. Not huge, but...
Oh, yeah. Was this the line that people were saying was referred to Drake?
Wasn't referred. He said these niggas' names. He was like, people were saying, I'm third to Drake and Kendrick. They threw the bronze at me or whatever, and they the GOATs. And I look up to these niggas or whatever. And I'm just like, that to me... It says, one, that Cole is obviously in tune with what's being said. Yeah. Because when you do bring these three up in tandem, usually the two that you're kind of interchanging is Drake and Kendrick. Yeah. But Cole is usually like that third spot. And that's not a bad thing. Yeah. You want to be up there.
And you know what? I have a Cole walk back, too.
Save that. It's not a bad thing that you're in third. But it's interesting to hear like the honesty of just like acknowledging like that's what people are saying. Mm-hmm. And then later on Cole, he just started his tour. He brought Drake out, and Drake was like, "Yo, I heard it. We'll let you know. You're the greatest nigga ever." They're just piping him up. He was just uplifting him and everything. And I'm just like, but even that looks bad. That looks bad to me.
What?
Like the
J.
nigga
Cole piping up.
No, it looks bad when the nigga you just said I feel like I'm in third to then comes to me and it's like, nah, nigga, you the god MC, you the greatest, da 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 da, like you and it's just like, I don't want that. I wouldn't want that for me. That looks away to me.
Wait, Drake said that to...
Yeah, so Cole, he just got on his tour. He just started his tour for the album, and he brought Drake out on his first stop of the tour.
Okay.
At the end of Drake performing, and he was with Cole, how they just stop the music, they talking to each other and everything. And Drake was like, "Yo, I heard the song, whatever. I just want to let you know, you the GOAT. Don't let nobody else tell you, you in third, whatever."
That's why I have Cole walk back though, right?
And I'm just like,
and I didn't even know that happened. And I know you wouldn't like, especially because you look up to Drake as far as like, I mean, that's the GOAT for you. Like motherfucking my Cole walk back came from me saying that Kendrick would win, and that was Kendrick walk back. But I gotta walk that back.
Nigga, walk it out.
Oh yeah.
Is that how long it?
Oh shit.
I've been walking.
Come and walk it out. But yeah, motherfucker, I was just like, because my take last time was that like Kendrick's persona would also add value to his marketability with this whole "who is better" thing. Not even. No, I'm not going for that no more. All that street shit and good talk and Pyrus and Crips and all got along type shit. Boom boom. I don't give a fuck. Like as I'm working on my own art and I see J. Cole progressing in his craft, like it's about the craft. It's about, when it gets down to it, it's about the craftsmanship. And this man is a better craftsman than me.
Cole.
Point blank for me. Because one of the things I like lately, when you're writing and shit, like when you're writing rhymes and shit, these like there are certain things, like when you do it, there are certain things that you pay attention to that like you can tell this person is elite at what they do. And like I always looked at cursing and swearing as like it's what I do in my regular language and stuff, and I could put it in my raps. However, it's a crutch. It's an easy crutch. Like fuck, shit. You can rhyme these words with a lot of stuff. And you can finish off a lot of verses with that and start off a lot of verses with that. And it's a filler word. It means nothing. And it could mean anything at the same time. You know what I mean? And so to be able to craft something with your actual vocabulary and make a story out of it and say something with it is impressive. And I feel like Cole does that better than Kendrick.
See, I can't agree with that. Only because when I hear a song like swimming pools, when I hear a song even
Go
like
for your shoulder,
like that, or like even anything off of Damn, this nigga be spitting.
Yeah, you're right.
What I will say about Cole is that he's gotten phenomenally better.
I guess I'm going off of his KOD, not KOD, whatever just recently dropped.
Yeah,
off season. Yeah,
I was listening back to Born Center recently.
He's got so much better.
And he was spitting on there, but when you compare it with now, he just raps with a little bit more just like
prowess
and acknowledgement of just like, no, like I can really rap.
Yeah.
Like it don't really seem like
it doesn't sound like he's questioning himself.
Yeah, like
I let Nas down.
Yeah, like he don't seem like he's trying too hard. Like it's so effortlessly done when he's spitting, and I'm just like, I get it. I get it. You know what I mean? Like he ain't really just spitting to spit, even though he can rap and he's really good at freestyle. Like that's where he comes from.
Yeah.
But it's because he knows that now he has a better time, in my opinion. He has an easier time of saying what it is he's trying to say.
Yes. Yes.
He has such an easier time saying what he's trying to say. He isn't just floating around with just random shit to talk about.
Yeah, you know what I mean? To the point.
Like the one John off of Born Center, speaking of F word, like, and I ain't got nothing to say, okay? That didn't really.
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah, like he wasn't.
I was like, that wasn't hard to do.
Yeah, like he wasn't really spitting. Like that's a great album, some of my favorites.
Right.
But it's only to me like a few good standout tracks in that joint where he was actually like just giving it to us like the way he should have been giving us, like Land of Snakes, Chain and Day, Forbidden Fruit, like. Even a little question on Forbidden Fruit, because he was the same shit on there.
Why do I keep walking back and forth? Because as I think about Kendrick's discography and the shit that I love from Kendrick, and when I'm talking wordplay and storytelling,
And I done grew up around some people living their life in bottles.
Yeah. And like lately I've been like being more versatile in the pockets that I jump into, and
I would think you would fall.
That's where I'm like. Not walking back. Kendrick
like,
wins.
Dog, like
Kendrick wins.
I feel like you will fall back into the Kendrick lane because, dog, like, nigga, when you talking about wordplay and actually saying something and trying to, like, when you're not just stringing words together because it just sounds cool like an Eminem.
Right.
Like, flip over the flip over.
Yeah, like, it's not just alliteration to make it look impressive. You're actually using words that make sense in this context.
Right, and you're not just, like, again, spitting to spit. You're spitting, but you're saying something.
You're really saying something.
You know, and that's where, like, you know.
And that's why I just had to do the moonwalk. Because I was like, Cole, go and wait. Kendrick,
and that's why
To
like,
Pimp a Butterfly is one of my favorite rap albums of all time.
That's one of my facts. Like, from top to bottom.
Top to motherfucking bottom.
To bottom.
And so I can't even. What am I talking about, J. Cole? Because his what song is that? Something Drive.
2014 Forest Hills Drive.
Yeah, which coincidentally came out in 2014 when I was in college. It was a very influential time, yes, but it also came out around the same time as To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah.
And I would say that while college was influenced more so by the songs that J. Cole came out with, I was literally at St. John's. There was no way I was going to avoid that.
Right.
Motherfucking, but Kendrick shit followed me home.
Yeah.
Like, and inspired me through life. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, cool.
And even on that album, like, he wasn't really saying a lot on
right,
2014.
Apparently, you believed it.
He wasn't really saying much on that joint. And again, these songs are hard. They're hard as fuck.
Yeah, but they're like adolescents. They're memories. They're not saying anything to the world about what is now. And sure, he was making. I'm not saying all that, because like "Love Yours," for example, was something in which you could really take from. It's just like when we're talking, storytelling is one thing. Beautiful.
I even love the song "Wet Dreams" on there. Like, a lot of people
that
don't
was
like
my
that.
least favorite.
I love that because
everybody on campus loved that.
I love that because even though it was like just about like, you know what I mean, losing your virginity,
yeah,
I like that more because it was a story. Like that was the only story I got off that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they were all. I think the whole album kind of told a story collectively. I think that was his goal in trying to do that. Like,
I don't think it was trying to tell a story. I think it was encapsulating where he was at that time.
But that's what I mean. That's the said story. It's all in the past. It's not necessarily. It's his story. Mm-hmm. You get me? Like, it's not. It wasn't a chronological order story type thing. More so than like he's trying to give you where he was then and where it got him to now, and kind of shit like that. And I liked it, but it was cemented by the events and time and stuff, not by its classicness. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To Pimp a Butterfly was a classic, so I gotta walk that back. Sorry.
That's all right, Cole.
Yeah. Kendrick wins again.
But again, like when he said, when he acknowledges the critics, saying that he's in third compared to those two. It's like,
I think he's in second though. Well, that leaves us with a Drake and Cole.
Yeah, because I would give it to Drake over Cole,
and it's hard because
I would give it to Drake over Cole.
Lyrical miracle guy, I would love to give it to Cole, but I think,
and I'm not even talking about numbers.
Exactly, that's not what I'm saying either. I'm not thinking numbers.
When I hear, let's talk about their debuts. Thank Me Later and The Sideline Story.
Huh?
Right.
Damn, that takes me back to like.
Give me your standout tracks on The Sideline Story.
Silent Story is where he was sitting. No, that's Friday Night Lights.
No, well, he was sitting down he had the red coat. He was in the locker room.
Oh, I hated that album, but I also hated. That's
my point. Now I didn't hate it, but that's the point I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
Their debuts are like totally different.
I mean, but what was Drake's debut? Thank Me Later.
Dog, you had Fireworks, you had Fancy, Miss Me, Up All Night, The Resistance, Thank Me Now.
You could think, okay. If I'm to compare them, then yeah, hands damn.
And the foreshadowing from Hove himself. They both had Hove on their first albums.
What song was he on?
Mr. Nice Watch.
Yeah, I'm talking about Drake.
Light Up.
How'd it go?
That was on Triple Long Time. Don't even ask me how. Connors and floor connected to a high power. Bright lights make your whole city light up. A trillion watt light bulb when I'm in the nightclub. And then
What's the chorus?
Well, wasn't much of a chorus, but he pretty much said like, Drake, here's how they're gonna come at you with silly refuse trying to distract you in disguise in the form of a favor. On seeing to me, watch for the traitors. I done seen them all, done it all. That's why none of these dumb dumbs could done them off.
Oh,
like,
shit, Hov!
but Hov on cold shit was talking about watches.
Mr. Nice Watch. Looking all stupid.
It's like
I hate it. Oh man, don't even remind me.
But that John had Kangen enough. It had Workout. It had the John Missy Elliott.
I didn't really. Well, you know what? I'll be
Nobody
lying.
is perfect. It had that John.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't like Workout, but it had to grow on me. I really hated that song because I saw the movie.
Nas hated it.
That's the one he let him down on. I saw the music video and Work Out from a go low. I was just like, hell no. Shit ain't dope.
I said, no, bro.
right.
But again, you look at their debuts, like that speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And they both had cosigns from the biggest niggas in the game, Wayne and Jay.
Mm-hmm.
But I just gotta do a little bit better.
I'd say, like, okay.
Even I'm gonna cut you off, but even down again to the second albums, you had Take Care and Born Sinner.
If it was a versus, he's losing. Cool. So I can say Drake would be the second spot.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not mad between a debate between Drake and Kendrick because that's a debate.
Cole, in order for Cole to take that second spot, he has to. It would have to be based off of basically new discography, like starting from his latest on.
Like I want to say. And a lot of people didn't like this album, but I feel like this is where it started to switch. For Your Eyes Only and On, I feel like is like a whole new Cole.
Yeah. He started growing his hair out type shit.
Yeah, and the shit and the thing he did with For Your Eyes Only, again, a lot of people did not like it, but I fell in love with that album because I'm like, yo, this Cole that I'm hearing, he ain't just like rapping.
He's spitting, he's saying something.
Yeah, like, and he's touching on just this thing about like this guy who was once alive, and the whole album is a dedication to this guy's daughter. Like, nigga, that shit made me cry. Like,
I never listened to it, to be honest.
Man, when you get the chance, listen to this album. Like, it's so. It's the most poetic Cole I probably ever heard. Mm-hmm. It's not in like lyrical miracle. It's very simple. But the words resonate.
Yeah, he's saying something.
He's actually saying something. So I feel like from there on, Cole is a whole new Cole.
Yeah.
That's Jermaine.
And I told my sister years ago, and I think the time is coming, hence why I got to get to work, because the real is coming back. Mm-hmm. There's just, people are growing up and the world is changing, and there's a thirst for just knowledge and just better stuff. And craftsmanship and just, you know what I'm saying, good stuff. There's always going to be room for the party stuff, the stuff that works. But like there's a lane for art now. Yeah, like it's really a lane for it. Yeah, I fucks with it. Speaking of art, this is art we're making now. This would be our 21st time doing it. Hey, that's 22 weeks in the books. Yeah. Fucking flying.
Yeah. You didn't want to get into nothing else, or?
Let me see. I didn't want. Oh, I looked at the time just now. It's probably not as long as. It's probably not been as long as we thought it has been, so we can still go.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I didn't have much else. I had like one other thing, but it's not really that important.
Let me see. Because I know I added a couple things just to make sure if we got to this point, I had some filler to talk about. Because like, what time we mentioned that. Oh, this is something that I mean, I didn't want to. Fuck it.
I mean to cut you off, but
I'm listening.
I was even this before we go off the cold topic.
Uh huh.
I was listening to Cold World, the new Nat King. If I ain't the illest nigga, I'm his new vaccine. Really like it when it's too bad. And my nigga's like I'm 30 cars, two bad queens. A nigga don't like me. He just a fucking hater. Man, I would play that shit. I was crying, yo. I was
song
like,
is that again?
The Cure.
Oh shit, yeah, I ain't heard that in a minute. But I know that line.
Man, that shit.
Nigga, my bed is like a deck of cards, two black queens. I was like, ah. Man, listen. It's funny too what rap did for me, like, cause Watsky, I don't like to give him the credit. It's Watsky or Eminem. I don't like to give neither of them credit, but like in like '99 or 2001 maybe. Nah, definitely like 2001 or 2000. It was the first time I heard like rap really that stuck in my head, because it was all oldies and gospel before then. And motherfucking my cousin Eric, he brought us this cassette tape because we didn't have cable, and I put not cassette tape, but VCR tape. I put it in, and the Pink music video would go off, and then here comes Eminem. What is it? I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the weird Marilyn Manson nigga. It used to freak me the fuck. It used to freak me the fuck out. But yeah, man, like it introduced me to rap and inspired me to want to do it. Same as the Marshall Mathers LP. And then when I started rapping again, that bull Watsky, he made me want to be myself. And so like it's funny what rap did to me. Like I started smoking in college and shit, and like fucking, and I was just like, all right, I'm cool enough to rap again. Like that's kind of how it felt. I was calling my raps poetry and stuff until I just was able to rap about the same things as others. But I'm trying to mold into a more. I'm molding myself. Yeah. Is what it is. Yeah. That's all that is.
It's crazy. I don't mean to keep like cutting off the topic or whatever, but as far as music is concerned, for me that's just one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to just creating in general. Yeah. You know, the sound of something, and then you know me, like I'm very visual. Yeah. So like whenever I hear something, it's especially if I feel it and I can connect it with something, with my life in a way. Right.
You can make a movie in your head around that.
Yeah, shit. Like it's something already formed in there that I can create from. You know what I'm saying? And whether it be like a music video, whether it be a movie, or like a picture, or me writing something else off of what I just heard. You know what I'm saying? Like the inspiration has always been, you know, just there from the beginning. You know what I mean? So I feel you on that.
The importance of the music. And yeah, like motherfucking, I just can't wait to see myself evolving through music. Music is just my diary to myself. You know what I'm saying? And I just shared it with motherfuckers. But goddamn. Speaking of something to share with y'all, I've been struggling with the notion that I have to be the best at.
You're the best.
Why? The high note. We could have sang it in any octave we wanted. We chose that one.
That's how
we sound like that pervert. Get your fat ass over here. This nigga crazy. Like goddamn. And I'm gonna make that story short because I really don't have to be like I'm the best me I can be. Like motherfucking, just playing that game of trying to be the best. Or I think it didn't matter to me as much when I was just running through bitches and stuff. But if you're gonna be somebody that's trying to be involved with me, then we need to be mutually the best that we've experienced. Otherwise, dealing with that notion, you can love me all you want. If there's a nigga that fucked you better than me, it's over. I gotta fuck you the best. Like and that's up to me. So I get that done. But yeah, if I weren't putting it down, I don't think I would have the confidence to like carry. Basically, I feel like I got leftovers.
Yeah, and that's where. And if we can get into my my red pill talk,
yeah.
But they discussed that when a woman in her lifetime she
that
runs
imprint.
she has an alpha imprint on her,
Uh-huh.
and it doesn't even need to be like this omega macho guy, but alpha to her,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who did that something for her,
Right.
and now in her mind that's the standard, right?
Right.
So I'm watching Money Heist. And the main chick, I hated from the beginning. I hated her, and I couldn't stop myself. I was like, I hate them. I would get so like in my heart. I was getting mad.
Yeah.
Because the whole show was revolved around this group of people trying to rob this large bank in Spain or whatever, where they print money. Boom. Right. So the main chick, she used to rob places little like shit with her boyfriend before. Her boyfriend was the one who put her on to this robbing lifestyle, right? They would travel, they would fuck outside. Yes. He was on a motorcycle, like he had a, he was just he was that guy for her.
That guy, yeah.
You know what I mean? And she was loving the lifestyle. It was an adventure for her. Bitches love an adventure, right? So she's into it, and then then they had a bad robbery. They tried to rob a real bank. Police shot him or whatever, dead, right? Love of her life, gone, right?
Yep.
Now fast forward, and in this new heist, she meets this other guy, but he isn't really like that.
Yeah, he's not like the same guy.
He's the hacker of the group, you know what I'm saying? He looks good, but he's younger than her. He hasn't had that much experience, whatever. He's not too confident with the heist, but she ends up liking him as I wouldn't say a jump off, but you just see her constantly comparing between this kid who she's now with versus the alpha nigga she was with.
Right.
And then ends up damn near getting this nigga killed and everybody else killed multiple times and got people killed in this whole process.
Just being messy.
And then not only that, in one of the season, spoilers if you do want to watch this, but the kid is like, yo, you put me through so much. I love you, but I can't do this anymore. You know what the fuck she does? She can't handle being rejected by the nigga who she knows isn't that alpha for her. Mm-hmm. She gets drunk, is like, oh, that's why me and such and such almost fucked, and this is your boy. Y'all call each other, but he liked me, da-da-da. And making him more upset and being heartbroken and everything like that. I'm like, I hate women like this. It's women like this who get with an alpha and has that imprint on them, and then now tries to get with a beta or someone who isn't as up to par with said alpha in her mind, and now is making the beta's life hell because he's looking at you as this beautiful woman. He loves you. He'll do anything for you, but that's your puppy. To you, he's your puppy. Yeah, and you're playing with him.
And see, I was I developed my alpha mindset in my single life as I already had. Well, I wouldn't even say that I ever had the beta mindset because even the girl that I was with as the teenager, and it's not to say that it's beta to be faithful, but I wasn't faithful to this woman. When I was trying to be, it was just a thing of I'm just very but I will say that I did prepare myself for the world. I knew I was gonna be running through a flock of women, and so I prepared myself that none of these women were going to be anybody special to me because none of them are virgins. Mm-hmm. So they've all had experiences before me. They'll have experiences after me. And I don't know if any experience before me affected them so much that they want me to be something else that I'm not. And so I'm just getting a pussy. Mm-hmm. Fuck this shit. And that's what I've been doing. Now, fast forward to the day with the situation I'm dealing with, you know what I mean? We lucked up. I'm a hard nigga to gain access to. And so motherfucking for her to have made it this far, she has to have gone through such a long period of scrutiny in order to make sure she's fit for the role.
Right.
And so like all those things are things that I don't have to worry about. No imprint, none of that stuff. Like all things that I don't just discuss with myself. These are open conversations that her and I have had.
Yeah.
And like we know the depth of our past and present and what has happened and what makes us this and what makes us that. But the bottom line is like knowing that this is the best experience that both of us has had is the healthiest thing that we can have.
Yeah.
Because if it's one-sided in that realm, you can't win.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Like, and it is how you put it. Like you want to feel just as important to that person too.
Right.
And they want to feel important to you. And then if you're both having a really good time and everyone is enjoying each other's company,
right?
You know, that's what makes it special. You know what I'm saying? And
makes me not even have to seek elsewhere for it until my dick get hard. This should be scary. So, I mean, especially with this not masturbating thing, that thing crazy. Like, that nigga got a mind of his own.
Like, shit, I'll beat myself.
Nigga, come on. Get some pussy. Like, that shit. Oh, shit. Boy, I tell you. Self-control.
He said more like control, none.
I mean,
but yeah, like that's pretty much. I ain't had really much else to get into unless you did.
Nah, I wiped my topic list out. I mean, like I still had some like itty bitties, but after what we've covered,
that's another thing too. You be doing that, like you have topics and then like you don't get into everything, and then you be like, yeah, it'd be a little bit, but we get into it later. We never get into it later.
I said I'll leave it till next episode, and then by the time I'm looking at my notes for like whatever episode we about to hop on, I delete the old ones. I'm like, that was a whack point. Like we good without it.
Well, if you can like rapid fire like the last
few things,
you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
and we can just like give it some grease.
Yeah, some sauce. Nah, don't fuck a white man, black woman. Black men fuck them white bitches, but don't make families. I have to be the best.
MLK goes.
I'm just looking at. I'm checking them all off. Like, okay, I did this. I just keep getting better at my craft. I mean, just because a couple of them I'd be noticing that we probably mowed over them a little bit when we were discussing stuff. Because I have mentioned my craft, and so I've just been getting better in that this week. Not having to care for the world, singing and dancing with my woman. It's a love language. Dinner, turn to date night, able to do the dance on me, handling, never courting online again, and yep, never got covered.
I can tell what's fake or what's real no more.
Yep.
Speaking of Trey, before I even so you know one of his classics, it would be you. I just want you. So recently, I heard this song, but it wasn't him singing it. I was like, who the fuck is singing my nigga's song? This is his song. So I heard it.
Yeah.
Googled it. JohnnyGil was singing this song. So I'm like, ain't no way.
Ain't no way you go to me now.
I was like, totally different nigga. he's a Virginia.
Totally different Virginia.
But I heard JohnnyGil singing it. And I'm like, I know Johnny didn't make this before Trey. So I looked at the year, and
sure enough,
Trey's was 2009, Johnny was 2011. So I'm like,
what the fuck are you doing, Johnny?
So I'm like, okay. So I'm calculating here. I'm like, well, It Will Be You was off a mixtape, right? Technically, Anticipation 1.
Mm-hmm.
I played Johnny's version all the way through, and the bridge part, like where it's like, what would I do? Where would I? That part, you can hear Trey's ad-libs and vocals in the back. And I'm like, oh, he sold Johnny the song. I get it.
Oh, he got it. And that's a deeper, darker right there.
And so, boom, I'm like, well, what else has this nigga wrote for other niggas?
And that came out 2011.
2011.
So he sold that John. Well, he sold that John 2011. Trey's been making. Well, I'll put it to you like this though, right? the reason R&B was so fruitful back in the day, like when oldies was the jig and groups, is because the Temptations had a version of
Yep.
you know what I'm saying, this song, and so did the Delphonics, and I'm just making up I mean,
you had like 12 versions of a lot of the same songs.
Yeah, exactly. And that was because the songwriters was the ones making the most bread.
Right.
And so Trey Songz, hence the
Songbook.
name. Yeah, like he writes his own music, and then he can license said music to other singers. Now, there's not a big farm of singers to buy, so he doesn't have his big palette to pull from. But
there is, but I think that if we're gonna go into like the writing conversation, and now we're getting into something else, but what I think what's changed is that writers nowadays are actually becoming the artists, right?
Yeah.
And so they spend less time writing for other people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though they still do, but to like varying success rates. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, and it's it is exactly like you said. Songwriters are the artists these days, and so they aren't writing for other people.
Yeah.
Like My Girl was written by Smokey Robinson, specifically catered to David's voice.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't written for Smokey Robinson to sing it and then David sing it his own way.
Right.
And so it's probably a little difficult to sell like his straight up songs, like the example you just gave, the one he sold to JohnnyGil possibly, because unless JohnnyGil, an alternative dimension or another way this could have gone, is JohnnyGil just wanted to hop on. Let me hold that beat. And take his shit. But Johnny didn't do well either, did he?
Especially on that part. You know when Trey comes in, he's like, what would I do? And he's where would I be? Where? Johnny came in, what would I do? Where would I be?
I'm going to tell you what to do.
And
Shut the fuck up.
And Trey in the back. And everything.
Yeah, helping him out in the back.
And I'm just like,
nigga, if you wanted to be Trey for a second, just do karaoke. Like, don't put out a hit.
Trey come in, what would I do? Where would I be?
You can't have a background vocal sounding better than you.
Man, listen, Johnny, I was like, man, nah.
Yeah, just singing like you really had gills.
I want to be like, John, this ain't my.
This ain't the track I like.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man.
I heard that, John. I was like, man, can't nobody do it like Trey. I don't want to hear nobody.
Nah, mad disappointed. And I hear them try and put Trey in verses and stuff with these cheap niggas. And it's just kind of insulting. And,
but for me, what gets me is like, Trey is like in the middle.
It's like if he was a character on Def Jam Fight for New York, he would not be a final boss.
Yeah, like,
but you won't find him in the beginning.
He's someone in the middle. He has really great success, but he isn't as great as his other counterparts. But he isn't as less acclimated or acclaimed, I should say. He isn't less acclaimed as some of his other counterparts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, obviously when you think Trey, next you would think Chris Brown or even Usher, right? Naturally, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people would say that's a no for Usher and a no for Chris. I would debate sure for Chris because, you know what I'm saying?
Virginia,
whatever. Boom, they kind of the same,
came
whatever.
Out, same
boom, boom,
time
boom.
type
I
shit.
think they could make that shake. It'll be good, right?
Yeah.
But what I narrowed it down to was he needs to do one with Neo.
No.
And here's why, right?
No.
Because Neo isn't on that upper echelon to none of them niggas either.
I don't.
But he isn't at the bottom either.
I don't agree. I think, if I think about it, Trey is just underrated. Hence why it seems like he's in the middle, but he's actually more top tier than we know.
Well,
like,
obviously to us,
I'm not even I'm trying not to think with the bias too.
But like, because I know that nigga's one of the greatest of all time,
and that's also what has given me insight into this take, because once you say Chris Brown, and I started to really think about it, that's not a bad versus.
That's what I'm saying. I would argue that he can hold his own against Chris.
He can hold his own against Chris.
You can, because when you
like the crowd, if you know what I mean, forget about fandom and 13-year-old bitches.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean, when we get down to the music and the hits and the shit that makes them move and stuff, like.
Because here's the thing, Chris has a lot of quantity.
Yeah, and quality.
A lot of quantity.
I thought you said Trey. Fuck this.
Chris Brown has a lot of quantity.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He has a whole lot of shit he could pull from.
Whole lot of shit. But it's only some of that shit that's gonna work against Trey's haymakers.
Because Trey has some haymakers.
And he has a lot of them. He has a quantity of quality.
Right. So when you throw that together, sure, Chris can easily...
Chris can get up there and do his little dance and shit, but you coked out.
In my opinion, when they went on that tour together, and they had like their own verses then.
Yeah.
But like on one side, Chris singing, then it'll go to Trey and everything. Yeah. In my opinion, I think when Trey goes really like when you compare both sides, Trey has some slaps. It's some shit that when you 100%. Put on, you singing with it.
Say, like just, you want to go club, we could go club. You want to make love, we can make love.
You want to be
but
sad?
Chris, yeah, you can be sad. But guess what, Chris? You can't be grown. Your voice don't sound like a grown-ass man. You cannot be an adult. I don't fuck to you, Chris. I can't fuck a grown woman to you, Chris. These bitches ain't feeling you. Like, these little girls is feeling you, nigga.
Yo, it's so funny. Even on Apple Music, when you go to the R&B section, when you go to the R&B category, they have like a certain spot where it's like growing R&B. Guess who's in there?
Sugar. You don't see no Chris.
I don't see no.
You don't see Chris. Chris? Chris? Oh, hell no. Fuck.
But you're right. Yeah. Chris,
my lady ain't fucking to no Chris Brown.
He ain't grown.
And she hardly fucking to no Trigger. I had to put her on the inside.
And that's some real shit.
Yeah, because I had to let her know, like, she only heard mainstream Trey.
Right.
And so she thinking that Trey is this and bubblegum and that. I'm like, dog, this is the Marvin Gaye of my era. He a real nigga. Put you on the Anticipation 2. Before you know it, you busting. Right. Like, we fucking, and you busting to a nigga that you said you would never listen to. And so, like, but I wouldn't even feel comfortable fucking to Chris Brown. Yeah. Who am I fucking?
But honestly, it's only one song that he got with Trey that I'm just like, I qualify as some grown shit. And what they singing R. Kelly. Songs on 12 play.
I didn't even hear that.
It was on one of the Johns, but they killing that shit. But I'm like,
I'm sure they did, but he needed Trey's help to sound like a man.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, dog. Like, sorry, not sorry.
And yeah, like when you throw a Trey in there, you got, like I said, Say I, Can't Be Friends, Neighbors Know My Name, Bottoms Up, Dive In.
Oh, that just fired me up.
Last Time, I Can't Help But Wait. You got
that just fired me up. That versus needs to happen, and because it's really like a boxing match. That would put. I feel like Trey could put Chris right on his ass, dog. Like,
because it's because
what bag are you about to go in when he start getting grown?
People get enamored with Chris because he could dance and everything like that, and the beats be jumping.
Who are those people?
But again, who's saying what?
Who's saying what?
Who's saying what? Who's saying it? Who's saying what?
I mean, I don't care what Chris get on that stage and do. Like, it's only popular to a populace. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, most of us are older now. The kids that even fucked with Chris's shit, if y'all still would like vote Chris over Trey, y'all stuck as kids. Y'all's childish.
And look, I personally think Chris is old shit. His first album
was the most R&B that he's ever sang.
Than this nigga has ever done.
Literally, I'm thinking like if we were to play out this versus, Chris would have to pull out mixtape shit with Tiger, like too freaky, to keep up with Say Oz and all that kind of shit. Like, The only thing Chris could do is probably showboat and try to make it seem like Trey ain't got no latest hits type shit. But like,
when you throw some of them
I
shits
mean,
on,
like fuck, man. Chris, that got me fired up because I mean, motherfuckers don't peep that.
Yeah,
they really don't peep that. Chris can't be on some grown shit. I've never heard some shit by Chris Brown that makes me feel like a man.
Yeah,
that's bitch nigga shit.
It really sounded.
Nah, he got great shit.
Yeah,
but that's like teenage grown man that want to be younger shit.
Right.
That's not no man shit. I still listen to oldies and shit. Like it was so funny that I was listening. I don't know what song it is. You'll know it from the lyrics that I'm about to spit. But it was like, "Rock you with the D girl."
I was just playing that shit earlier.
It's a good song, but
that was Trey's part when he said that.
Trey, I'm gonna have to give you an L for that.
That shit was hard to me. But I suppose, that's a perfect example, right? Trey's verse, he was saying something there. This is how his verse went. He said, "Baby, I know it's late and I've been so frustrated. Today's been a little bit hard on me. And I just can't wait to call you and tell you I'm missing you. All the things I'll do to you once I get in the room. I hope you're in the mood. Leave your keys at the door, same place you left them before. I'll be there." I think he said round 4. You know what I came for. Assume a position. We about to try every position. I ain't playing games. Tomorrow you're going to have to redo them braids because I'm going to sweat them out. Baby, spread it out. He was saying some shit.
Yeah, what Chris said. Hell if I know.
That's the remix. I didn't play the original one. Fuck what that nigga said.
You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, it's just like, but it's funny that Trey said that because that fucks up the point I was making. But either way, it doesn't because even Trey, I'm gonna have to give him an L for saying that "rock you with the D girl" because it sounds so stupid to me.
I thought that's something you would say though. Like,
the way I put this to because girl when we heard that shit yesterday, I was just like, all right, we've been listening to the OJs, this, that. When did you ever hear these grown men say, "Oh, the D"? You ain't never gonna hear no Motown nigga or no soulful, grown, real man talking about some D.
But we heard R. Kelly say some flagrant shit.
And that's R. Kelly.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, these both of them niggas are in the same lane.
They're cut from R. Kelly cloth. They ain't cut from old school cloth. I mean. But
I would say that lineage though is.
But even R. Kelly, if he has
that lineage is that.
Yeah, and he has a goofy lane, like a trapped in the closet lane, and a lane where he knows he's
feeling
really,
on your booty.
You know what I'm saying? And a lane where he really knows he's about to go in his grown man bag.
Do you mind?
You know what I'm saying? So I can't trip off of that. But rock you with the D girl. That sounded so dumb. That was a good point though, Chris.
But the only reason I would say Neo though, because again, like
yeah, I was mad. I was like, don't do Trey like that.
Well,
I'm one of us.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that for me.
Yeah.
Because I would personally like to see him with Chris. Like that to me, that makes more sense.
A lot more sense. Virginia. Yeah. Timing.
That makes more sense. But to the rest of the world, like I think it will be acceptable for Neo because again, people see them on that same like level.
And I'll tell you why it won't happen, because Neo and Trey both know that they are not on the same level, and Neo should acknowledge that while he has done great work and written great songs.
That's why Trey dissed him. That's why Trey dissed him.
Recently?
Well, back in the day when it was like still active.
Yeah, but like Neo is writing songs for Beyonce and doing this and that and so
and went pop.
Yeah, so in a verse and went pop.
Yeah,
he went pop. I thought you said he wrote something for Pop Smoke. I was like, I said, I know which one he wrote. She wanna fuck with the yeah, the original words was, "I'm gonna get in the
groove." He said, "Nah, I'm gonna show you how to do it."
He said,
growling and
shit. Fuck with the woo. He said, "I need to make a bunch of dumb jokes," but like motherfucker, yeah, man. Neo is not. Neo should know better. He should know better. Like, I know you got a great discography, and if you could, like, break the rules and pull out a song that you didn't sing or perform, but you wrote or produced, then boom, you got great jams. But that's no fucking fun.
But me personally, I definitely felt the way when, I think you heard this take when someone said Omarion and Trey.
That was what I meant when I started off the conversation, saying that it was offensive.
I'm like,
how they were doing him. Omarion has nothing on Trey.
And even the songs I like by Omarion don't touch
shit
like,
on Trey. When we say these things, like, it's like saying Muhammad ain't got nothing on Frazier, or et cetera, et cetera. These are not things to offend one or the other. It's just facts. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You cannot. That was just very stupid.
I love Icebox, but Trey,
like, just like the next man.
Trey has 5 of them bitches.
Yeah, Trey has 5 ice boxes in his heart.
Trey's
the Voldemort of ice boxes.
even if yo chick come close to me.
Yeah.
Trey was on the remix.
Yeah, you the only way you're gonna win against Trey is if you feature Trey.
Pretty much.
You gotta beat yourself. This nigga might as well stay home, beat his dick.
All right, dicks around and shit.
Real shit, cause it's just no other way. Motherfucking yeah. That's that. That's final. We should see that. Chris and Trey.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Just like the Tuesday.
Remix. Got the club over there.
And Chris, oh my God. Going back to that, just thinking of that. Chris's verse where he was trying to be macho gangster guy.
Oh yeah, he's like, I'm in the club with my strap. In case a nigga wanna test me.
We was like, where did this come from? He said, pussy nigga, this ain't what you want. My clip put up the middle fingers. Nigga.
And then Trey come in. Oh yeah, that girl, she was the shit style. She like the sit, she like the lean, baby.
Yeah, he ain't gotta convince us that he no thug. Like,
man, listen.
I was like, yo, don't play with that, man.
Even Trey's, and we talked about it earlier, even his freestyles or other niggas' beats. Oh my god.
Bust My Windows was better than what's her name?
Jasmine Sullivan?
Yeah, it was better than Jasmine Sullivan's version.
Man,
I'm sorry.
That shit.
MIA, you ain't got shit on Paper Planes when it comes to Trigger.
That's a top 3 Trey
you know
freestyle ever.
I hear that beat come on, I better hear a nigga with braids singing.
Right.
Or else it's not the right version.
Even I would say he even killed Look at Me Now.
Look at Me. I didn't like that as much as the song. I'll say some of his. I got some unpopular favorites like his Runaway remix.
That's a banger.
That's a banger right there.
Even on the Kanye John when he rapped over what's that one John? I forget the name of it, but why would she make cause of the blue?
Yeah.
That John.
He had a. When this was back.
You will.
This was back in LimeWire days, dog. Like me and you, we met at this point, and I had his mixtape shit, and you still had like his mixtape stuff.
Yeah, some of it.
But like you was more able to move forward and listen to his new stuff. Like I still. Oh yeah, he had a Lemonade remix. Dun 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 better than a stuff.
Like I had Blame It. I had Paper Planes.
Yeah.
Every Girl. I like a long hair, red bone, thick with the legs on. Shot her head strong, put me till her head gone. Shot her scream loud, shot her gun on. Caught her brother to my ears, headphones. You can hear home. That nigga started snapping.
That nigga's a god. That nigga taught us everything.
Yo, showing up there. Showing up there.
Like, yo, the when I started fucking and like I started to be able to use that shit.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Man. I wanted to that was how I wrapped my life around, like that's how I shaped my life. I wanted it to be Mr. Led. You know what was playing on the way when I was saying Homegirl? It was like, let me change your mind. You saying I'm bad for you, that's fine. Sometimes bad is a good time. Don't you be shy. Let me.
He be saying some shit.
I I'm not going there. But, yeah, if he said some bullshit, if he getting away with it.
But if you are,
but no, it was the bullshit that I was living. Like, I wanted to live that life, and I created it for myself because it was something that I felt like, say you listen to rap music, now you wanna, if you wanna live that shit, you gotta be in the streets. Like, this was the shit I wanted to live.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
yo, facts.
Real
Dog.
shit.
I definitely want to live that
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? So we really created that lifestyle for ourselves. And just like Trey, we learned that, you know what I mean?
Man,
it's good and bad in it all.
Man, I had to learn what girl at home meant.
And can't nobody take a place. No, baby.
And it
Ain't nobody that loves me like she does. And I know
what?
that ain't been doing right. Even though you got a fat ass. And that thing so tight. So tight. I got a girl at home.
We edited it right there. We got it right there.
They say, you know, you got it.
And you probably somewhere mad. Tell him I'm mad.
Didn't mean to tap that ass.
Well, I did, but
you know what I'm saying. Don't look at me like that.
stop. I'm done. I'm done.
We gotta stop.
I'm done.
We gotta stop.
This is another rendition of the Jerry Birds podcast. I'm gonna start throwing this into the video now. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow the SoundCloud, follow the Instagram, follow our Instagrams. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start saying that at the top of the video. I forgot to do that.
And pick up the jewels while you're at it.
Please, share it. You know what I mean? Tell your friends about it. Tell your mom about it. Tell your auntie about it. Let them know it's two fine niggas on here. All that. We're gonna catch y'all next week, next Monday.
Peace.
Peace out, Jerry Bird.
My nigga.